The big room was quiet. People sat at their desks, looking at screens full of numbers and lines. This was the main control center for Earth's space program. It was a normal day until it wasn't. Suddenly, a loud beep filled the room. Everyone looked up. On the main screen, a message appeared. It wasn't from Earth. It was from space far away. "We have a signal," shouted a young woman named My Son. Her eyes were wide with surprise. It's not one of ours." The room burst into action. People started talking fast and loud. Fingers flew over keyboards. The head of the center, an older man named Director Park, stood up. He walked to the main screen, his face serious. "Can we read it?" he asked My Son. She nodded, typing quickly. "Yes, sir. It's in English." "How is that possible?" The message appeared on the screen for all to see. "Greetings, people of Earth. We are the Gorlaks. We come in peace and wish to meet. Please respond." Director Park's mouth fell open. He turned to his team. "Call the president." Now, hours later, in a different room, important people from all over the world met. They talked about the message. What should they do? Should they answer? Was it safe? In the end, they decided to respond. They would meet the aliens, but they needed someone to lead this important mission. They chose Captain Jae-sung of the United Earth Fleet. Jae-sung was tall and strong. He had been in space many times. He was smart and brave. When they told him about the mission, he stood straight and nodded. "I understand," he said. "I will do my best for Earth." The next few days were busy. Jae-sung and his team got ready. They prepared their best ship, the UES Thunderbolt. It was big and fast. It had strong shields and weapons, just in case. On the day of the launch, many people came to watch. The Thunderbolt stood tall and shiny on the launch pad. Jae-sung and his crew walked out in their spacesuits. People cheered and waved flags. Inside the ship, Jae-sung sat in the captain's chair. He looked at his crew. There was Eun-ji, the smart engineer. Tae-won, his trusted second-in-command, and others, all good at their jobs. "Are we ready?" Jae-sung asked. "Yes, Captain," they all said. Jae-sung nodded. He pressed a button and spoke to the control center. "This is Captain Jae-sung. The Thunderbolt is ready for launch." Director Park's voice came back. "You are clear for launch, Captain. Good luck. The whole world is watching." Jae-sung took a deep breath. "Starting launch sequence now." The ship started to shake. There was a loud roar. Slowly, then faster and faster, the Thunderbolt lifted off the ground. It went up into the sky. Soon, they were in space. As Earth got smaller behind them, Jae-sung looked at the stars ahead. Somewhere out there, the Gorlaks were waiting. What would they be like? Were they really friendly? He didn't know, but he was ready to find out. "Set course for the meeting point," he told Tae-won. As the ship flew through space, people on Earth waited and hoped. This was the biggest day in human history. They had made contact with aliens. Now, they were going to meet them. In his room later, Jae-sung looked at a picture of Earth. He thought about all the people back home. They were counting on him. He had to be strong, smart, and careful. The future of Earth might depend on what happened next. Jae-sung put the picture away and stood up. It was time to get ready. Soon, they would reach the meeting point. Soon, they would see the Gorlaks. The adventure was just beginning, and no one knew how it would end. The UES Thunderbolt flew through space for many days. Captain Jae-sung and his crew were nervous but excited. They were about to meet aliens for the first time. Finally, they saw something ahead. It was huge and shiny. As they got closer, they could see it was a space station. It was round and had many lights. Ships of different shapes and sizes flew around it. "That must be the Galactic Council Station," said Tae-won, looking at the big screen. Jae-sung nodded. "Take us in slowly," he said. As they got near, a voice came through their speakers. It spoke in perfect Korean, which surprised everyone. "Welcome, humans of Earth," the voice said. "Please dock at Bay 7. Yun-ji, the engineer, guided the ship carefully into the bay. With a soft thud, they connected to the station. Jae-sung stood up. "Okay, team. This is it. Remember your training. Be polite, but be careful." They walked out of the ship and into the station. The air smelled strange, but they could breathe it. A tall blue alien with 4 arms waited for them. "Greetings," it said. "I am Zix, your guide. Please follow me." They walked through long hallways. Everywhere they looked, they saw aliens of all kinds. Some had scales, some had fur. Some were tall, others were short. It was like a zoo, but with smart aliens instead of animals. Zix led them to a big room. Inside, there was a round table with many seats. Aliens of all types sat there. At one empty seat, there was a sign that said Earth in many languages. A big red alien stood up. It had sharp teeth and looked strong. "I am High Commander Kraz of the Gorlaks," it said. "We welcome Earth to the Galactic Council." Jae-sung bowed slightly. "Thank you. I am Captain Jae-sung. We are honored to be here." For hours they talked. The aliens asked many questions about Earth. They wanted to know about human technology, culture, and history. Jae-sung and his team answered as best they could. Then, a small green alien spoke up. "What about your military? How strong is it?" Jae-sung felt uncomfortable. He didn't want to talk about Earth's weapons. But before he could answer, Kraz laughed. "They just got here," Kraz said. "Their ships are probably toys compared to ours." Some aliens laughed. Jae-sung felt angry, but he stayed calm. "We may surprise you," he said quietly. After the meeting, Zix showed them to their rooms. "You did well," Zix said. "But be careful. Some races here don't trust newcomers." Over the next few weeks, Earth became part of the Galactic Council. More humans came to the station. One of them was Ambassador Sumin. She was smart and good at talking to aliens. Sumin worked hard to make friends with other races. She learned about their cultures and taught them about Earth. Many aliens liked her, but some were still unsure about humans. One day, Sumin came to Jae-sung with worried eyes. "Captain, we have a problem," she said. "The Gorlaks are causing trouble." Jae-sung frowned. "What kind of trouble?" "They're saying our new colonies are in their space. They want us to leave." Jae-sung shook his head. "But those planets were empty when we found them." Sumin nodded. "I know, but the Gorlaks are powerful. Many races are afraid to stand up to them." Just then, Taiwan ran in. "Captain, Ambassador, you need to see this." They followed him to a big screen. On it, they saw human ships and Gorlak ships facing each other near a small planet. "It's one of our colonies," Taiwan said. "The Gorlaks are threatening to attack if we don't leave." Jae-sung's face got serious. He turned to Sumin. "Can you talk to the council? Try to stop this." Sumin nodded and hurried away. Jae-sung looked back at the screen. He hoped there wouldn't be a fight. But if there was, he knew humans would have to be ready. As he watched the ships on the screen, Jae-sung thought about Earth. They had come so far, met aliens, and joined a galactic community. But now it seemed they might have to fight to keep their place among the stars. The galactic stage was bigger and more dangerous than they had ever imagined, and humanity's biggest test was just beginning. Days passed, and the problem with the Gorlaks got worse. More Gorlak ships came to the human colonies. They flew close and acted mean. The human ships tried to stay calm, but everyone was scared. Back on the Galactic Council station, Ambassador Sumin worked hard. She talked to many aliens, trying to get help. But most were afraid of the Gorlaks. One day, Sumin met with Zix, their alien friend. "Zix, why won't anyone help us?" she asked. Zix looked sad. The Gorlaks are very strong. They have big ships and scary weapons. Many races don't want to make them angry. Sumin frowned. But what they're doing isn't right. I know, said Zix. But in space, being right isn't always enough. You need to be strong too. Meanwhile, Captain Jae-sung got new orders from Earth. He had to take the UES Thunderbolt to the colonies. His job was to protect the humans there and try to stop a war. Before he left, Jae-sung talked to Sumin. Be careful, he said. I don't trust the Gorlaks. They might try to trick us. Sumin nodded. You be careful too. And Jae-sung, there's something else. Earth is working on a secret project. A new kind of ship. It might help us. Jae-sung's eyes got big. A new ship? What kind? I don't know much, said Sumin. But they say it's very powerful. Maybe it can scare the Gorlaks away. Jae-sung thought about this as the Thunderbolt flew to the colonies. A new, strong ship could change everything. But would it be ready in time? When they got to the colonies, things were bad. Gorlak ships were everywhere. They flew close to human ships and buildings. Sometimes they fired their weapons just to scare people. Jae-sung talked to the colony leaders. They were very worried. We can't leave, one leader said. This is our home now. We worked hard to build it. I understand, said Jae-sung. We'll do our best to protect you. For weeks, Jae-sung and his crew worked hard. They flew around the colonies watching the Gorlaks. When Gorlak ships got too close, the Thunderbolt would fly between them and the humans. One day, a Gorlak ship fired at a small human ship. Jae-sung quickly flew the Thunderbolt to help. He turned on the ship's shields just in time. The Gorlak's shot hit the shields and bounced off. Stop, Jae-sung said to the Gorlaks. We don't want to fight. The Gorlak ship's captain appeared on the screen. It was Kraz, the mean alien they met before. He laughed. You humans are weak. These planets belong to us now. Leave, or we'll destroy you. Jae-sung stayed calm. These colonies are ours. We found them first. We won't leave. Kraz growled. Then there will be war. After Kraz went away, Taiwan looked worried. Captain, what do we do? We can't fight all these Gorlak ships. Jae-sung nodded. I know, but we can't give up either. He thought for a moment. Taiwan, send a message to Earth. Tell them what happened. Ask about the new ship. We need help. As they waited for an answer, things got worse. More Gorlak ships came. They started to break small things in the colonies. They knocked down radio towers and broke some robots. The human colonists were very scared. Some wanted to leave, but most wanted to stay and fight. They started to build hidden places to hide if there was a big attack. Jae-sung and his crew worked day and night. They fixed the things the Gorlaks broke. They helped make the hiding places stronger. And they kept flying around, trying to keep the Gorlaks away. One night, as Jae-sung looked out at the stars, he felt very tired. He wondered if Earth would send help in time. He wondered about the secret new ship. Would it really be strong enough to stop the Gorlaks? Just then, Yunji ran in. Captain, we got a message from Earth. Jae-sung jumped up. What does it say? Yunji smiled. The new ship is ready. They're sending it here. It's called the UES Leviathan. For the first time in weeks, Jae-sung felt hope. Maybe, just maybe, they had a chance to win this fight. But as he looked out at the Gorlak ships, he knew the hardest part was still to come. The war hadn't started yet, but it was close, and the UES Leviathan was on its way. Days passed slowly. Everyone in the human colonies waited and hoped. They looked at the sky, wondering when the new ship would come. Captain Jae-sung kept the Thunderbolt busy. They flew around the colonies, watching the Gorlaks. The big alien ships stayed close, but they didn't attack. It was like they were waiting for something too. One morning, Taiwan ran to Jae-sung with big news. "Captain, a message from Earth. The Leviathan is almost here." Jae-sung smiled. "Good. Tell everyone to get ready. This could change everything." Hours later, they saw it, a bright light in the sky, getting bigger and bigger. Soon, they could see it was a ship, but it was like no ship they had ever seen before. The Leviathan was huge. It was bigger than 10 thunderbolts put together. Its shape was strange, with parts that moved and changed. It looked powerful and a little scary. As it came closer, Jae-sung got a call. A face appeared on his screen. It was Admiral Kim, a top leader from Earth. "Captain Jae-sung," said the Admiral. "Are you ready for your new command?" Jae-sung was surprised. "New command?" Admiral Kim nodded. "Yes. You're now the captain of the UES Leviathan. It's the most powerful ship humans have ever built. We need our best captain to run it." Jae-sung felt proud, but also worried. This was a big job. "I understand, Admiral. I'll do my best." "Good," said Admiral Kim. "The Galactic Council is sending people to watch. We're going to show everyone what this ship can do. Make us proud, Captain." Soon, ships from many alien races arrived. They came to see the new human ship. The Gorlaks watched too, but they stayed far away. Jae-sung said goodbye to his old crew. Taiwan and Yeonji were sad. "We'll miss you, Captain," said Taiwan. "Don't worry," said Jae-sung. "You're coming with me. I need my best people on the Leviathan." They all went to the new ship. Inside, it was amazing. Everything was new and shiny. There were rooms full of strange machines. The control room was big, with screens everywhere. A woman met them at the door. She wore a uniform with many badges. "Welcome aboard," she said. "I'm Commander Jisoo, your second in command." Jae-sung shook her hand. "Nice to meet you. This ship is incredible." Jisoo nodded. "Wait until you see what it can do. But be careful. Some of the aliens watching us don't want humans to have a ship this strong." As they got ready, Jae-sung thought about what Jisoo said. He knew she was right. This ship could make some aliens very angry, but it could also keep humans safe. Finally, it was time for the show. Alien ships gathered around to watch. Jae-sung stood in the control room, feeling nervous but excited. "Okay, everyone," he said to his crew. "Let's show them what humans can do." First, they showed how fast the Leviathan could go. It moved so quick that some alien ships couldn't even see it. Then they showed its shields. They let small asteroids hit the ship, but nothing happened. The Leviathan didn't even shake. Next came the weapons. Jae-sung was careful. He didn't want to scare anyone too much. They shot at big rocks in space, turning them to dust. Some of the weapons used light, others used sound. It was like nothing anyone had seen before. As they did all this, Jae-sung watched the alien ships. Most seemed amazed, but the Gorlak ships looked angry. He knew they were not happy to see humans with such a powerful ship. At the end of the show, Jae-sung got many messages. Alien leaders wanted to talk. They had questions. Some were excited, others were worried. But before he could answer, an alarm went off. Jisoo looked at her screen, her face serious. "Captain," she said, "the Gorlaks are moving. All their ships, they're coming this way." Jae-sung took a deep breath. This was the moment of truth. Would the Leviathan keep them safe, or had they just started a big war? He looked at his crew. They were all waiting for his orders. "Get ready," he said. "This is what we trained for. Whatever happens, we'll face it together." The Leviathan turned to meet the coming Gorlak ships. The real test was about to begin. The Gorlak ships came closer and closer. There were many of them, all big and scary looking. Captain Jae-sung stood tall on the bridge of the Leviathan. He looked at his crew. They were nervous, but ready. "Remember your training," Jae-sung said. "We're not here to fight. We're here to keep the peace." Suddenly, The main screen lit up. It was Kraz, the Gorlak leader. He looked angry. "Humans," Kraz shouted. "You dare to bring this monster ship here? Leave now, or we will destroy you." Jae-sung stayed calm. "We're not leaving, Kraz. These colonies are ours. We're here to protect them." Kraz growled. "Then you leave us no choice. Attack." The Gorlak ships started to fire. Big bright beams of light shot towards the Leviathan. Everyone on the bridge held their breath. But nothing happened. The beams hit the Leviathan's shields and just disappeared. The big ship didn't even shake. Jisoo looked at her screens. "Shields at 100%, Captain. No damage at all." Jae-sung nodded. "Good. Now it's our turn. Let's show them what we can really do." He turned to his weapons officer. "Target their weapons. Disable them, but don't destroy their ships." The Leviathan's weapons came to life. Beams of light, much smaller than the Gorlaks, shot out. They hit the Gorlak ships with perfect aim. One by one, the Gorlak weapons went dark. On the screen, Kraz looked shocked. "Impossible. How? How are you doing this?" Jae-sung didn't answer. He kept giving orders. The Leviathan moved faster than any ship its size should. It dodged attacks and hit back, always aiming for weapons, never to destroy. Soon, all the Gorlak ships were floating in space, unable to fight. Not one had been destroyed, but none could attack either. The other alien ships watching were amazed. They had never seen anything like this before. A new message came in. It was Zix, their alien friend from the Galactic Council. "Captain Jae-sung," Zix said, looking excited. "The Council is impressed. They want to talk. Can you come to the station?" Jae-sung looked at the Gorlak ships. "What about them?" Zix smiled. "Don't worry. We'll take care of it. You've done enough for today." As the Leviathan headed to the station, everyone on board was happy. They had won without really fighting. It was better than anyone had hoped. At the station, the Galactic Council room was full. Aliens of all kinds were there. When Jae-sung walked in with Jisoo and his team, everyone got quiet. An old, wise-looking alien stood up. "Captain Jae-sung of Earth," it said, "you have shown us something amazing today. Your ship is powerful, yes, but more important is how you used it." The alien looked around the room. The humans could have destroyed the Gorlak ships, but they chose not to. They only stopped the fight. This is the act of a species that wants peace, not war. Many aliens nodded. They looked at the humans with new respect. But then Kraz burst into the room. He looked angry, but also scared. "You can't trust them," he shouted. "Their ship is too powerful. They'll take over everything." The old alien raised a hand. "Enough, Kraz. Your actions today were wrong. You attacked peaceful colonies. The humans defended themselves. They showed wisdom and mercy. Perhaps you could learn from them." Kraz's face turned dark. He stormed out of the room without a word. The old alien turned back to Jae-sung. "We have much to discuss, Captain. Your people have changed the balance of power in our galaxy, but I think, perhaps, this might be a good thing." As the meeting went on, Jae-sung felt proud. Humans had proved themselves. They had shown they were strong, but also kind. It was a big step for Earth. Later, as the Leviathan flew home, Jae-sung looked out at the stars. He thought about all that had happened. Humans were now a big part of the galaxy. Things would be different from now on. It was exciting, but also a bit scary. There would be new challenges, new things to learn. But Jae-sung knew one thing for sure. Whatever came next, Earth was ready for it. Days passed after the big fight with the Gorlaks. The Galactic Council was busy. Aliens from all over came to talk about what happened. They wanted to know more about humans and their new ship. Ambassador Su-min had many meetings. Some aliens were happy to see humans so strong. Others were scared. Su-min had to be smart and careful with her words. One day, she met with Zix. The friendly alien looked worried. "What's wrong, Zix?" Su-Min asked. Zix sighed. "Many races are talking. Some think humans are dangerous now. They're afraid you might try to take over." Su-Min frowned. "But we don't want to do that. We just want to be safe and make friends." "I know," said Zix, "but not everyone believes that. You need to show them humans can be trusted." Meanwhile, Captain Jae-sung had his own problems. The Leviathan was amazing, but it was hard to control. Sometimes, the ship did things the crew didn't expect. One day, they were practicing near a moon. Suddenly, the Leviathan's weapons turned on by themselves. They shot a big hole in the moon. Jae-sung was shocked. "What happened?" he asked Ji-soo. Ji-soo looked worried. "I don't know, Captain. The ship, it's like it has a mind of its own sometimes." This scared Jae-sung. What if the ship did something like this during a real mission? It could start a war by accident. He called Earth to tell them about the problem. The scientists there were excited. They said the ship was learning and growing. But Jae-sung wasn't so sure this was a good thing. Back at the Galactic Council, things were getting tense. Some races wanted to make new rules about big ships like the Leviathan. They said it was too dangerous. Su-Min tried to calm everyone down. "The Leviathan is for peace," she said. "We won't use it to hurt anyone." But many aliens didn't believe her. They wanted proof. Then, Kraz the Gorlak came back. He looked different now. He wasn't angry anymore. He seemed scared. "Humans," Kraz said in a quiet voice, "we were wrong to fight you. We see now how strong you are. Please, don't hurt us." Everyone was surprised. The tough Gorlaks were asking for peace. Su-Min saw a chance to show that humans were good. "We don't want to hurt anyone," she said. "Let's be friends instead. We can learn from each other." Kraz nodded. "Yes, friends. We would like that." This made many aliens happy. They saw that humans could be kind, even to those who were mean to them before. But some aliens were still not sure. One of them, a small green alien, stood up. "How do we know humans won't change their minds? That ship is too powerful. It could destroy us all." The room got very quiet. Everyone looked at Su-Min. What would she say? Su-Min fought hard. Then she had an idea. "What if," she said, "we invite aliens to be on the Leviathan? They can work with our crew. Then you'll see how we use the ship." This was a big thing to offer. Some humans might not like it, but Su-Min knew it was the right thing to do. The aliens talked among themselves. Finally, the old wise alien who led the council spoke. "This is a brave offer," it said. "We accept. We will send people to work on your ship. This will help us trust each other." Everyone seemed happy with this. Even the scared aliens nodded. Later, Su-Min called Jae-sung to tell him the news. "Can you do this, Captain? Can you work with alien crew members?" Jae-sung thought about the problems with the ship. Maybe alien help would be good. "Yes," he said. "We can do it. It will be hard, but it's important." As they talked, both Su-Min and Jae-sung knew things were changing. Humans were now a big part of the galaxy. They had to be careful and smart. The adventure wasn't over. In fact, it was just beginning. There would be new friends to make, new things to learn, and new problems to solve. But for now, there was peace and hope for a better future for everyone in the galaxy. Months passed. The Leviathan became home to a mix of humans and aliens. At first, it was strange for everyone. The aliens had to learn human ways, and the humans had to learn about their new friends. Captain Jae-sung worked hard to make things go smoothly. Some days were tough. Once, a furry alien got sick because the air was too dry. Another time, a tall alien hit its head on a low door. But slowly, they all learned to live and work together. The alien crew members helped with the ship's problems too. A small, smart alien named Pip found out why the Leviathan sometimes did unexpected things. "Your ship is alive," Pip said excitedly. "Not like us, but it thinks in its own way." This was big news. Humans had made a ship that could think. With help from Pip and other aliens, the crew learned to talk to the ship. The Leviathan stopped doing surprise things and became a trusted partner. Meanwhile, on the Galactic Council station, Ambassador Sumin was busy. She talked to many alien races. She told them about Earth, showed them human art and music. Many aliens started to like humans. Even Kraz, the Gorlak leader, changed. He visited Earth and was amazed by the oceans and forests. "Your world is beautiful," he said to Sumin. "We were foolish to fight you. We should protect places like this." Sumin smiled. "Maybe we can work together to protect all the beautiful places in the galaxy." Kraz nodded. "Yes, I would like that." One day, a message came from far away. A small planet was in trouble. A big storm was destroying everything. They needed help fast. The Galactic Council sent ships to help. The Leviathan went too. It was the fastest ship and could carry the most people. When they got to the planet, things were bad. The storm was huge. Normal ships couldn't fly in it. But the Leviathan was strong. It flew right into the storm. Jae-sung and his crew, humans and aliens together, worked hard. They saved many people from the planet. The Leviathan's big rooms were soon full of scared aliens from the planet. A little alien child looked up at Jae-sung. "Are you angels?" she asked. Jae-sung smiled. "No, we're just people who want to help. Some of us are humans, some are from other worlds. But we're all friends." The rescue took many days. It was hard and dangerous. But the Leviathan and its crew did a great job. When it was over, everyone in the galaxy heard about it. At the next big Galactic Council meeting, the old wise alien leader stood up. "We have seen something wonderful," it said. "Humans and their ship, working with aliens from many worlds, saved many lives. This is what we should all do. Work together, help each other." The room was full of happy sounds. Aliens from all over agreed. Even races that didn't like each other before were talking about working together. After the meeting, Sumin found Jae-sung. "You did it, Captain," she said. "You showed everyone that humans are good." Jae-sung shook his head. "Not just humans. We all did it together. Humans, aliens, and even the Leviathan itself. We're stronger when we work as one." As they looked out at the stars, Jae-sung thought about all that had happened. Humans had come to space, met aliens, and made an amazing ship. There had been hard times and scary moments. But in the end, they had made the galaxy a better place. "What do you think will happen next?" Sumin asked. Jae-sung smiled. "I don't know, but I'm excited to find out. We have a whole galaxy of friends now. Think of all the amazing things we can do together." Far below them, the Leviathan hummed happily. It was ready for more adventures, more chances to help. And so were the humans and aliens inside it. The galaxy had changed. Humans were now an important part of it. There would be more challenges, more things to learn. But Earth wasn't alone anymore. They had friends among the stars, and together they could face anything. As the Leviathan flew off into space, Jae-sung knew one thing for sure. The greatest adventures were still to come.